Hi everybody, my name is David Long Liu. I'm the Republican candidate for the 49th School District. One of my major platforms is about school education. It's about not having indoctrination on our school children. Today, we have two special guests. They are Tom and Jeff. Both of them are Arcadia High School students. So they are here with us to talk to you about what's really going on, not just in Arcadia High School, but in general, what they have seen, what they have heard. So, guys, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, Mr. Liu, I want to thank you for standing out to represent the Chinese community. And my first question is, as a Chinese American, I know a lot of people around me who support Trump, but they are at the same time afraid to vote for Trump because of the large tariffs they're raising. So as a business owner or a Chinese business owner, because of the high tariffs, they can't run their business anymore. So, and then their solution to this problem is to not vote. So what is your idea or opinion on that?
Okay, well, so I actually met with President Trump and also Vice President J.D. Vance in Milwaukee at a Republican National Convention. So the reason Trump said that he was going to raise tariffs was because of the trade deficit, which actually has been going in the past, like easily 20, 30 years. So his idea is America first. So in order to protect America, in order to protect American people, so raising tariffs actually is one way to go. So he actually is not doing that just as a way to discriminate against the Chinese people or, to have any ill will toward China. It's nothing but business. It's a business decision. It has nothing to do with any personal or gender or any biases toward Chinese people. I attended INC convention, Republican National Convention, and I was welcomed by everybody, like everywhere. All the delegates, all the elected officials, from every single state. What's more important? Let's look at the facts. So when Joe Biden, well, he's still the president. So when Trump was the president a few years ago, actually he filed a lawsuit, or to be precise, DOJ, Department of Justice, filed a lawsuit against both Harvard and Yale for discriminatory policies toward Chinese students, because they had this quota system. In essence, as a Chinese student, if even you have a very high SAT score, and you will not be able to get into schools like Harvard or Yale. But they say that, with the same score, if you were somebody from another ethnicity, say you're Hispanic, you would have got in. So Trump did not think that was fair. So that's why he directed DOJ to file a lawsuit against both Harvard and Yale to make them, in essence, accept more Chinese students. He thinks that school admission, especially school admission for those big name schools, these Ivy League schools, should be based surely on merits, not the color of your skin, right? Mm-hmm. So later, after Joe Biden became the president, Joe Biden directed the DOJ to dismiss the lawsuit without any explanation. Because I looked at the court papers, it just says the lawsuit was dismissed without any explanation whatsoever. There were total 4 words in the opinion. It's a joke. Because he knew he had no reason to dismiss the lawsuit, at least no legitimate reason to dismiss the lawsuit. So between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, who is discriminating against Chinese people, Chinese students? The answer is very clear. It's Joe Biden. So people always say that, oh, Trump, is like a racist. Trump is not being very nice toward the Chinese people. That's not true at all. I personally met with President Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance. He treats everybody equally. He doesn't see you as, oh, David is Chinese. Say Jeff, he's Mexican. Obviously you're not, I'm just saying, right? He doesn't see you that way. He sees you in terms of your character, contents of your character, not the color of your skin. So that's my personal experience. So it's nothing personal in terms of his policy of raising tariffs, because he wants to protect America, he wants to protect American workers. But without doing so, a lot of Americans will be out of jobs. For us, actually, people always ask me, oh, David, are you Chinese or are you American, right? They always ask, those questions. I'm sure you guys will get asked that question probably quite a bit. So I always tell them, I am as much of American as I am Chinese. You know why? Because the idea of being American is not, oh, he's Chinese, she's a Mexican. No, it's not. It's not about that. It's about being diverse. It's about being who you are. Ethnically speaking, I am Chinese, but I half grew up in America. I've been there pretty much my whole life. I love America. That's why I am running for the state assembly. And I also filed a lawsuit against the governor, Governor Newsom. People always say that, oh, why, did you do it? Nobody did it, because it's such a sort of, in the eyes of some, it's such a crazy thing to do. What did you sue the governor? It's very simple. Because I love America, I love California. Governor did something that was unconstitutional, because he made prevention of voter fraud illegal. He signed SB 1174 into law. So illegal voting is not illegal. Prevention of illegal voting by checking voter ID is illegal. So that's why the world is upside down. Black is white, white is black. That's why I got to do what I got to do, because I took a sworn oath to protect and preserve U.S. Constitution when I became an attorney. So filing a lawsuit against the governor is precisely doing that. And I'm really happy that young Chinese Americans like both of you, although you're still in high school, but you care about what's going on. You're curious. You have questions. I'm really happy to see that, because you guys are the hope, not just for Chinese Americans, but for Americans in general. You have questions. You want to know truly what's going on. You see problems. You want to fix them. That's what my running for the office is about. So that's why my major platforms, as I was saying, one of them is against indoctrination. Like in high school, in Arcadia High School, I heard a couple of years ago, it was last year, there was one girl, she someone decided to become a boy, and the school actually encouraged her to do that. After she became a boy, she was on needles and drugs pretty much every single day. She could not take the pain. It was intolerable. And she decided to take her own life. She killed herself. So I'm sure, this is such a tragedy. Not just for her, but for her family. Can you imagine her parents? To be frank with you, if I were her parent, I don't think I can, go on. I probably would want to kill myself too. So that's why all those bad laws, all those bad politicians, they are ruining California. They are literally killing people. That's why something has to be done. Somebody has to do it. It's not only just my responsibility to do it. It's also my honor, I think, that to step up to get the job done. So any other questions?
Yeah. So how can you get the word out to other people that Trump is not racist?
Okay.
Because in the Chinese community, especially people, they think that he is discriminating Chinese people, even though you said that he filed a lawsuit, which means he's not. So how can you get the word out?
Well, the way to get the word out is simple. What we're doing right now, shooting a video and distributing a video, So people will see it. People will see the truth. I think a lot of times, this common misperception that Trump is a racist. Actually, a lot of times, I think it was more of a propaganda by the left-wing media. Because what happens is that they wanted to divide Trump. They want to divide Trump and Asian Americans, Chinese Americans, so they will get our votes. I mean, obviously, that's not the only thing they have done to the President Trump. Is Trump a role model? Of course, he's not. But Trump is our only hope to save America. The sheer fact that he was almost assassinated, the assassination attempt, was almost successful, right? So clearly shows that somebody wasn't happy with him. But if you're not happy with him, if you think that the people actually like you, people are going to vote for you, you did not have to do something like that. Why did you have to resort to murder? I mean, the answer is clear. You knew you were going to lose. That's why you had to resort to extreme means like that, right? So I have met with the president multiple times. He is very real in a sense that he's like an open book, which is contrary to most politicians. Most politicians are very diplomatic. They're very sly. I'll be very frank, right? They will smile to your face, stab you in the back. Trump is not like that. He likes you, you know it. He dislikes you, you know it as well. So he's like a real man. He says whatever he wants to say. Let me tell you something. He was the only president that actually had his own Twitter account, and he writes his own Twitter. As a president of the United States, I'll tell you why that's true. One time, actually, he was writing a tweet, and there was this word. It was supposed to be unprecedented, right? The word he was trying to. Actually, it was misspelled. 8 minutes later, he corrected, and it was him that wrote it. Because if it was his press secretary, if somebody who was writing that for him, that person had to be like either Harvard or Yale graduate, like probably English literature major, right? They'll probably be like a spelling bees, like in high school, shit like that, right? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? How can they not misspell that word? Yeah. He wrote it himself. That's how real he is. So if he tells you, he likes you, he likes you. If he tells you, you know what, I don't like you, and you're a bad person, whatever, that's generally how he feels. That's someone we need. We don't need a career politician. He did not have to do this. He almost got killed multiple times by running for the president. He already has enough money and fame, like lots of it, right? Why is he doing this? It's very simple. His love for America. He said this, which stuck with me. He said, "They are not after me. They are after you. I am just in the way." That's why you see all those lawsuits, like he raped some woman, like in a department store, during like a broad daylight in a dressing room. But the woman cannot remember which year it was. She remembers every vivid detail, but except she forgot which year that happened. I can tell you why. Because if she said a specific year, Trump will tell you, you know what, I have evidence to rebut that. On that day, in that year, I was in Miami, I was in Europe, I wasn't even in New York. How could I have raped you? You see? Yeah. Right?
Okay, so my next question is, if you do get elected into the assembly, what is the first problem you want to address?
Okay, very good question. No indoctrination. Yes on Proposition 36. No ACA 7, especially ACA 7. ACA 7 basically says, if you're Chinese, you're screwed, in essence. That's what it says. Because we have too many Chinese people. You know why? It's not we have too many Chinese people. Because we Chinese people, we Chinese students, we take education very seriously. A lot of Chinese parents move into Arcadia. For the biggest reason for the moving is a good school district. Because Chinese parents are the best parents, period. You know why? Because we always put our children first. Just as Trump puts America first. Because it's good school district is good for the children. Although I have to pay a lot for the house, I probably have to get a second job, I probably have to drive an Uber, but you know what, I will do it. Because I'm doing that for my children. I will be very frank. Not all parents are like that. Some parents will be like, you know what, I'm going to get a house close to the beach because I like to walk on the beach. Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Right? You know, because we value our children's future more or over our own enjoyment. That's what it comes down to. That's why I'm proud being a Chinese. Just as I'm proud being American. You know, right? You know, it's not too many Chinese because we started so hard. We know, see, one Chinese kid, one Chinese kid going to Harvard or Yale is the result of not just that one person, that student. Of course, he or she started really hard. His parents, his grandparents, you know, right? His paternal grandparents, his maternal grandparents, his aunts, his uncles, and everybody chipped in, one way or the other, you know, right?
That question. So, what is the biggest challenge right now for you to get elected? Like, what is the biggest challenge?
Very good question. Jeff, actually, just like your brother Tom, you guys are very intelligent. I'm so happy. You know, biggest challenge is that people don't know the truth. Just as you were saying, a lot of people think Trump is a racist. That's not true. A lot of people think that Democrats are helping us. That's not true. My opponent, Mark Fang, the person I'm running against, he voted yes on ACA 7. ACA 7 is bad for us. It's bad for Chinese kids. It's bad for everybody because it's not fair, right? Say, oh, we're not gonna look at your SAT. You know, we want to be like a diverse. We want to look at something else. What's something else? Your extracurricular activities. What's that? You know, he voted yes on that. AB 1195. The law says that when a 13-year-old wants to get a sex change operation, the school and the teachers, they are legally prohibited from informing the parents. Meaning that by law, the teachers would have to lie to the parents, you know, about whether or not, you know, the kid will get a procedural operation. He voted yes on that. In SB 94, where murderers will get early releases as long as they only killed no more than 3 people. They have served 25 years in prison, then they can get an early release. While before the law was passed, they were serving life sentence. They were waiting to be executed. He voted yes on that. You know why? It's very simple. He's gay. Being gay is not bad. Being gay is just being straight. But he has no family, has no children. So he does not understand what it's like to be a parent, you know? I have gay friends too. They're cool people. I like them. They like me, you know? The thing though is you're not parent. Don't come up with laws. Don't vote yes on laws you do not understand. Because you are killing our children. Like also the girl that went to Arcadia High School. No, she's dead already. She's no longer alive. And she killed herself when she was 19 years old. What a tragedy. What a tragedy.
Another question for you. So, if Trump gets elected, how would he stop Asian hate?
Let me tell you. Trump, actually, as I was saying, you know, my personal experience with him and with President J.D. Vance, what he did before was very clear. He actually filed a lawsuit against Harvard and Yale because they were discriminating against Asians, against the Chinese Americans. And he will come up with tougher federal laws in terms of stopping or minimizing Asian hate. And the second thing, let me tell you, I plan on actually communicating with President Trump after he gets elected for the U.S. government to issue a formal apology for passing before in year 1882, that was like 50 years ago, for passing Chinese Exclusions Act. He will do it. So basically, I want the President of the United States to issue a formal apology to all Chinese people in America that, passing Chinese Exclusions Act was wrong, was bad. It should not have ever happened. So, should away. And also, I want to emphasize this again. You guys ask very good questions, very direct questions. I think that's exactly what people need to hear, what people need to know, because they can know the truth. And so it's important as American, as a patriot. You want to save America, you want to save California, it's important to vote for the right people, to vote for common sense. A lot of people say, I don't know much about American politics. I don't know the difference between Democrats and Republicans. Let me tell you the good news. You don't have to. Go with common sense. If you're a parent, do you want your kid to, go to school, a boy, come back from school, a girl? Probably not. Now you have your answer. As simple as that. Do you want your kid? He's like a genius. He can easily go to Harvard or Yale. But because of the fact that he's Chinese, now he can only go to PCC. Do you like that? Of course not. Now, then you have your answer. Do you want those murderers to be released from jail where they were supposed to serve life sentence? They're moving next door, Do you like that? Of course not. Then you have your answer. So that's why it's important to vote for the right people. United, we stand. Vote, we win. We have to vote. You have to cast your ballot. By casting that ballot, that's the only time, only by casting your ballot, you have become a true American. You have become a true American citizen because you are exercising your legal rights of voting, where only American citizens can do. So voting is not just your legal right. It's also your legal obligation. Only everybody votes where there can be true democracy. There can only be true fairness, justice, and equality. Thank you all again for watching. Special thanks to Tom and special thanks to Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Liu.
Thank you.
I hope your campaigning goes well.
Thank you.